Today, the General Staff reports that the Ukrainian Defense Forces continue to conduct an offensive operation in the Melitopol, Berdyansk, and Bachmut directions. Consolidate on the achieved lines and flick fire damage with artillery on identified enemy targets, and take counter-battery measures in the Kupiansk section of the Kharkiv direction. According to the General Staff of Ukraine, the enemy does not leave attempts to advance in the Novochelovsky area. Let me remind you that yesterday Russian telegram channels reported that they managed to advance from Kuzymovkov to the railway station and enter the first houses of the Novosolovsky settlement. The summary of the General Staff states that all enemy attacks have been repelled to the north and south of the city of Bachmut. The armed forces of Ukraine continue to put pressure on the enemy. There is an advance, they are knocking the enemy out of the previously captured lines. The enemy puts up powerful resistance, actively uses reserves, and suffers huge losses. Heavy fighting continues here. According to today's summary of the General Staff of Ukraine, fighting continues for Klishchiivka to the south of Bachmut. This village is of great importance for the defense of the city captured by the Russians, since there are dominant heights from which you can shoot through the entire territory south of Bachmut. Powerful battles are going on there. We can't disclose details yet, said Sir Sheravati, a representative of the Eastern Group of Forces of Ukraine. Let me remind you that yesterday the Russian military commander Slatkov announced the retreat of the Russians from Klishchiivka. However, the information was refuted by both Ukrainian and Russian military telegram channels, and then by Slatkov himself. Today, the head of the unrecognized Donetsk People's Republic Pushalin said that Klishchiivka is under Russian control. Russian telegram channels write that the situation is difficult. On the outskirts of Klishchiivka, the armed forces of Ukraine have been continuously and very actively attacking from several sites for several days. At the same time, the Russians say that at the moment Klishchiivka remains under their control. On the southern front, the situation has not changed much, but with dynamics. According to Russian data, Ukrainian attacks are being attempted and are being repelled. At the same time, Ukrainian military expert Konstantin Mashevets reports that near Malatak Machka the Russians launched a local offensive near the village of Novopokrovka and advanced there for a distance of up to 1.5 kilometers until they were stopped by Ukrainian artillery. Ukrainian telegram channels report ongoing fighting north of Robotny and see that the Russians are trying to strike back. Meanwhile, Ground Forces Commander Oleksandr Syrsky told ABC News that the Ukrainian offensive was going according to plan. At the same time, he denies that the West is pushing Kyiv to the offensive as Commander-in-Chief's illusion. He said earlier, "We all want to achieve this result, but so far everything is going according to the plans that have been drawn up and approved. I would call it a natural process of achieving our victory without any pressure or push from anyone," Syrsky said. Alexander Tarnovsky, commander of the Tavria Operational Strategic Grouping of Troops, which is conducting an offensive in the south, also gave his comments to the American TV channel. According to him, the situation there is stable and the main thing is that Ukraine has not yet used its full potential. However, he announced the loss of equipment. The Russians are purposefully hitting Western equipment. They are trying to destroy as much equipment as possible. This is a priority for them, the general said. According to Ukrainian military leaders, the purpose of the counter-offensive is to wear down Russian forces and create a breakthrough into which the main forces will already be sent.